Good morning, dear friends. I wish to share with you a couple of thoughts on how to get to study. So, today I'm going to share with you three important tips that can make your study more effective. And the three tips, if you follow them carefully, you will be able to maximize your performance in the board exam, irrespective of whatever conditions that are going on. So give yourself 5 minutes, sit on a chair, take your pen, pencil, paper and make notes as I talk to you through this process. And dear parents, if you are listening, I would really appreciate that you help your child understand these three principles, the importance of these three rules, importance of these three tips, and make your child very positively follow the three tips that I'm giving you today. So the first tip that I'm going to tell you is, in fact, before I go to the first tip for today, I'm going to ask you, what are you preparing for? Yes, the question is rather simple, but I want you to introspect. What are you preparing for? So your answer will come in many ways in your mind. You're preparing for your board exam, you're preparing for your standard 10th and stuff like that. But look closely. You are going to be evaluated on the paper you write in the board exam in the examination hall. You are going to be evaluated on the basis of the perfect answers that you have given in the paper, the written answers that you have given in the paper in the board examination hall. Yes. So there is a difference between the way you phrased it and I phrased it. I just gave you a little more clear picture. And the moment I was talking to you on this, I'm sure you would have sort of drawn up a picture in your mind that you are sitting in an examination hall, you're sitting in the examination hall and you are writing a paper. Yes. So that is your end result. You want to give your best performance in those 3 hours that are allotted by the board, right? The examination is not an oral examination, it's a written examination. And here comes my first tip for you. My question to you again is, what will be the time that you will be writing the examination? Most probably it is 10 o'clock in the morning. So, you need to be in your best mental frame at 10 o'clock in the morning. I need you to practice being in your perfect mental state at 10 o'clock in the morning. In other words, I need you to prime your mind in such a way that you give the best performance at 10 o'clock in the morning. And how do you do that? First of all, start getting up early, maybe 6:37. Get up, have your wash, have your breakfast, see to it that you are not too loaded. And by the time it's 8:39, your eyes should be fully open, your brain should be fully alert, and you should be good to go. By 9:30, 10, you should be ready to sit on a table and a chair and start studying. So that's my first tip. Every day, get up at the same time in the morning. Let your body and your mind even subconsciously know that I have to get up in the morning and I have to be in the best shape by 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock. So that by 10 o'clock when I sit to write the paper, I should be in a perfect state of mind, body, mind and health to give the best performance in the board exam. I hope I'm making sense to you. Now the body and our mind are actually functions of habit. They are slaves of habit. Now if you are habituated to sleeping at 9:30, 10 o'clock and you get up next day and give the board exam, what kind of condition will you have? You will be groggy, you will lack concentration, you will probably forget your answers and you will not be able to give your best performance. So here is the main tip, here is the the most important tip I'm going to give you. First thing is, if you are going to be giving your examination at 10 o'clock in the morning, be prepared for a perfectly primed up, a perfectly ready, aware mindset so that you can give your best performance at 10 o'clock. And please understand, at 10 o'clock, please don't sit on the sofa, please don't sit on the bed. I want you to take a table and a chair. Sit in a closed environment, a nice environment where there is no noise, and just focus on your studies. Practice sitting for 3 hours. 3 hours with your books. 3 hours writing, 3 hours staying there, do not get up, because then your body and mind will get into the habit. It's going to get in the habit of being alert and aware. And once your habit has been developed, it will become very natural for the body to give its best output when you actually sit for the board exam. So let me take you back to the question that I was asking you. What are you preparing for? And your mind should now tell you that you are preparing for a written board exam, which is going to evaluate and give you marks on the performance that you show in writing in your paper. Now, I want you to focus on the word writing. In other words, your next step is to see to it that you can write a paper. You can write a proper paper with ideal, perfect answers in 3 hours' time, not missing out anything. So the second tip that I'm going to give you is do a lot of paper writing practice. Now, when I say paper writing practice, it has to be done in a very specific way. First of all, sit on a table and a chair, right? You have hundreds of question papers that I have already given you. You can buy books that are available, right, which have got question papers. You can take your friends' school's question papers. In short, you are having a lot of material, right? Now, when you take any paper set at random, just take up one paper set and you start writing the paper, and you tell yourself in your mind, that's what I need you to do. I need you to prime your mind. I need you to convince your mind that I'm going to write the paper as if I was writing the board exam. Am I making sense to you? I am going to write this paper not in a lax way. I'm not going to write this paper in a lethargic way, not as, okay, I'll just solve the paper. No, I am going to write this paper as if it was a board paper. And then, of course, your mind is going to scream and say, but sir, I'm not ready. I'm just not ready. I don't know. Precisely, that's exactly what I want you to understand. You will never be ready. Now, moment you start writing the paper, you have identified that out of those 3 hours, you could complete the paper in maybe 4 hours, 4.5 hours, it doesn't matter. And you did not know 40% of the paper. Excellent. Out of the 60% of the paper that you knew, there were certain questions you could answer very well, and the certain questions you could not answer at all completely well according to your satisfaction level. Right. So now, by writing the paper, there is a natural benefit, and that benefit is you have in your mind bifurcated the questions that you know, which means you have model answers, the questions that you know but cannot write well, which means you need to practice the model answers, and those that you really need to work on. So if you don't know that question at all, if you don't know the answer to that question, go back, study that topic, prepare in a model answer, write the model answer down, because believe me, this is the best and the easiest way. See, if you read from the book, I'm sure you know all the answers in your mind. But remember that this examination is a written examination. It's not an oral examination. You are being evaluated for the efficiency of your writing, not with your memory. So your memory is one part, but how well can you translate that memory into writing? So writing it point-wise, drawing the figures, making it legible is exactly the tip that you need. And therefore, the second point is writing your papers well. Practice papers is going to help your mind get attuned to the fact that you are preparing for a written board exam. I hope I'm making sense to you, right? Now, look at this. When you write the paper and you have identified that there are certain things I don't know, that's where I want you to circle it. I want you to circle that part and please go and ask the teacher, ma'am, sir, I did not understand how this goes, or I don't understand how to solve this question, or I don't know what the right answer would be. That is the benefit of doubt solving. So unless you have solved your papers, unless you have understood that this is the area where I need help, you will not even focus your study time on the right direction. You know, we have this habit. We start studying and we don't know what to study. And we eventually end up studying what we already know. And then if parents ask you, have you completed your studies? Invariably the answer will be, yes, I have completed my studies. I have done it. I have studied for 4 hours. Hello, excuse me, that's not the way. That is exactly the mistake you're making. I want you to focus on what is important, focus on what you don't know, study on that, make a note, make a model answer for that, and then convert that in your mind from I don't know to I know. Are you with me? Okay, so these are the two tips that I spoke to you. The first thing is prime your mind, make your body and mind into a habit of writing the paper, and that too at the same time, that is 10 o'clock. The second is keep writing paper so that you can identify what you don't know, you can identify what you need to study, and you can prepare your model answers. Yes, and please understand, when you are writing the papers, there is an additional benefit that comes in. You will start understanding that the question paper has a particular pattern. It has a particular methodology. You will know that from this chapter, only these kind of questions are being asked, or these kind of questions are asked more than the others. Aha! You have just developed an excellent shortcut in your mind. Now, when you sit to revise, you will revise only those areas well. Yes? Am I making sense to you? And your performance automatically goes up. So, my aim of giving you these 3 tips is to make you do effort, but not too much effort. Do a focused approach, study not more, but enough, I won't say less, but enough, and get a better output. So if you're putting in 1x, you should be at least getting 2x as benefit. Right now you're putting in 1x, and believe me, you're not even getting 20% output. So that study is a wasteful study. Hence, I want you to use these 3 tips. The first tip, the second tip, explain to you, and the third, which is a very, very crucial tip, is all throughout this time, what I have been trying to help you do is I have been trying to cultivate in you a very positive mindset. Okay, remember this, a positive mindset is a progressive mindset. I want you to write certain things down. These are the tips that you will probably store for life, and I'll be happy if you do so. Positive mindset is a progressive mindset. Now you will say, oh, I am very positive. Oh yes, you are very positive. But then what happens when your friend calls? What happens when your friend says, Tane khabar hai, I have done this and I found it so difficult. Aha. Subconsciously you have made a note of this, and you start getting fear from some people. Your external situation, maybe your friends, your teachers, your uncles, your aunties, mom, dad, subconsciously, knowingly, unknowingly, have put in a little fear into your mind. And if you have a fear in your mind, then you will lose that positivity. If you lose that positivity, you stop progressing. And then when you stop being positive, you start becoming stressful. And you start becoming stressful, you get harassed out. I don't want that at all. I want you to remain in a positive and a progressive mindset. Am I making sense to you? So associate, my third tip is associate yourself with only positive minded people. That includes your immediate environment. So yeah, associate yourself with good friends. I'm not saying lose your friendship, but if you find that a friend is taxing your mental energy, or is absorbing your mental energy beyond the point, or is not making you feel good, just stay away. Yes, just stay away. Stay with those people who are positive. Stay with those teachers who are positive. Stay with those relatives who are positive, who are motivating, who encourage you, who give you that courage to go to the next level. Am I making sense to you? So if you do this for the next 1 month, believe me, 1 month only, your mind would have become prepped up so well that automatically your performance is going to go up at least by 20 to 30%. So very quick recap. The first tip that I gave you was get up early, sit on your table, right? At the same time, every day. Make your body and mind fall into a habit of being alert and aware at the same time. Second tip that I gave you was start writing practice papers. The more and more you write, जितना तुम लिखोगे उतना तुम अच्छी तरह से आगे बढ़ोगे. See, अगर हाथ रुक गया तो दिमाग रुक जाएगा. Please understand, these are very important statements that I keep telling you in the classroom. If you keep writing, you keep progressing. If you keep writing, you keep thinking. It is a holistic approach. If you keep reading only, remember, your examination is not an oral examination, it's a written examination. So keep writing. And the third tip is associate only with motivating and positive people. Associate yourself with only motivating and positive people. In other words, create an atmosphere of positivity wherever you go. If you need to put up positive thoughts in your room, please do that. If you need to associate with friends who are positive, please call them up, talk to them. And these are the very important 3 tips that I'm telling you will help you tremendously for preparing yourself for the board examination. Guys, after telling you all this, I feel there is so much more to offer, but I'm going to close at this. I just want you to know, in case you have questions which you still want to ask me, please leave your comments here. Please leave your comments. I will read your comments, and if there is something of benefit that I can offer you, I will definitely come and give you the solution. Thank you for listening to me. God bless you. Bye bye.